The massive alien vessel descended through Earth's atmosphere, landing on the arrival platform in New Geneva. United Earth representatives stood in a semicircle, their formal clothes moving in the wind from the ship's engines. Ambassador Tae-ho Kim stepped forward as the aliens came out. The leader of the Galactic Concorde, Director Lun, was tall with many limbs. He held out what looked like a special data crystal. "Humanity is welcome to the greater community," Director Lun said through a translator. "As we do with all developing species, we give you a gift of knowledge and technology." Cameras in space showed what this gift really was: an old, broken warship in Earth orbit. Its outer shell was damaged and dark with age. "This vessel will help your species learn about space travel," Director Lund said. His mouthparts clicked in what humans later understood was a look of feeling superior. Major Ji-woo Park from Earth Defense Force whispered to Ambassador Kim, "Sir, our scans show the ship has almost no working parts left." Kim kept smiling politely, but his eyes showed his true feelings. 2 weeks later, Major Park showed her findings to the Earth Defense Council in a secret meeting room. "It's basically trash. They took out or broke anything useful." A voice spoke from the back of the room. "I want to see the wreck." Everyone turned to look at Dr. Hae-Nul Song, a brilliant engineer known for her smart ideas and for not following rules. "Why?" asked General Santos. "Because what they see as trash might be valuable to us," Hae-Nul answered, "and I enjoy solving difficult problems." The council argued for hours. Some wanted to reject the gift and tell the Concorde they weren't fooled. Others feared making the aliens angry. In the end, they gave Hae-Nul permission to examine the ship with a small team. The first time, Hae-Nul floated through the dark, empty corridors of the alien vessel. She felt both excited and disappointed. The aliens had been thorough in their work. Control panels were ripped out. Engine rooms stood empty. Weapon bays contained only dust. "They really didn't leave much," said her assistant, Do-hyun. Hae-Nul ran her hand along a wall. "But they couldn't take everything. The ship itself, its design, its materials, that's still here." Over the next few days, Hae-Nul's team took samples of everything. They studied the metal of the hull, which was unlike any Earth material. They mapped the empty spaces where engines had been, trying to understand what had powered the ship. 1 month into the project, Hae-Nul made her first breakthrough. She discovered that the ship's hull could absorb and store energy like a giant battery. This property was built into the material itself, something the aliens couldn't remove. When Director Lund returned for a friendly visit to check on human progress, Hae-Nul noticed how his eyes kept moving to her testing equipment. "Have you learned much from our gift?" he asked, trying to sound casual. "We're still in the early stages," Hae-Nul lied. "Most of our time is spent just understanding your numbering system." After the alien left, Major Park approached her. He seemed relieved. "They expect us to fail," Hae-Nul said. "They gave us this wreck thinking we'd waste years trying to copy their technology and get nowhere. And will we?" Hae-Nul smiled. "No, we're not going to rebuild their ship. We're going to build something better." In a secure workshop beneath the main research area, Hae-Nul showed Major Park her real work. Models and plans covered the walls. Earth engineers weren't trying to restore the alien ship. They were designing a hybrid vessel that combined human innovation with the alien materials and design principles. "The Concorde gave us this wreck thinking we couldn't do anything with it," Hae-Nul explained. "But they don't understand humans. We've spent our entire history taking things apart, figuring out how they work, and making them better." Major Park looked impressed but worried. "How long will this take?" "Years, maybe, but we'll get there." As Hae-Nul showed Park out, they passed a window looking into the empty alien bridge. Hae-Nul paused, imagining the day when humans would stand there, commanding a ship more powerful than anything the Concorde had ever seen. "They meant to humiliate us," she said quietly. "Instead, they've given us exactly what we needed to join the stars on our own terms." 3 months had passed since the alien ship arrived. Haynewell's team now lived and worked inside the giant vessel they had named Phoenix. The huge command center was full of people. Engineers tested materials while scientists wrote notes and drew diagrams on clear boards. The alien visitors spent 2 hours examining the ship. They asked many questions about the power systems and weapons. Haynewell noticed how they kept trying to touch control panels when they thought no one was watching. After the aliens left, Security Chief Junho Choi came to Haynewell's office. Junho was a serious man who rarely smiled, and today he looked even more worried than usual. "We caught them trying to access our computers during the tour," Junho said. "And 3 of them hid small devices on the ship. We're still finding and removing them." "They're getting nervous," Haynewell said. That night, Haynewell couldn't sleep. The Phoenix felt different now. The friendly competition between Earth nations to help build the ship had created a sense of shared purpose. But the alien visit had changed things. Now there was danger. Suddenly, loud alarms rang throughout the ship. Haynewell jumped out of bed and ran toward the command center. In the hallway, she met Junho, who was leading a group of security officers. "What's happening?" she asked. "Someone is trying to steal our plans," Junho said as they ran. "Come with me." They entered a small computer room where Junho's team had cornered a man. Haynewell recognized him as a technician who had joined the project a month ago. "Who are you working for?" Junho demanded. The man's face showed anger, not fear. "The Concord offered me enough money to live like a king on any of their main planets," he said. "They told me humans aren't ready for this technology. That we'll destroy ourselves with it." Haynewell felt cold inside. "How much did they learn from you?" "Not enough," the man said with disappointment. "Your security is better than they expected." 2 days later, Haynewell was meeting with her engineering team when an urgent message came through. Earth's long-range sensors had detected a group of ships entering the solar system. They weren't Concord ships. General Santos, the military leader of the Phoenix project, called an emergency meeting on the bridge. "They're Razak vessels," explained a nervous Concord representative who had rushed to the Phoenix. "The Razak are a war-loving splinter group. The Concord officially condemns their actions, but our peacekeeping ships cannot arrive for 7 standard days." "How many ships?" General Santos asked. 15 warships, the alien replied. "Advanced weapons, experienced crews." Earth had built better defenses since first contact, but everyone in the room knew they weren't strong enough to stop this attack. They had expected years to prepare, not months. General Santos turned to Haynewell. "Is the Phoenix ready to fly?" Haynewell thought about all the systems that were still incomplete, all the tests they hadn't run yet. "It's at 63% of what we planned," she answered honestly. "The core systems work, but weapons and shields haven't been fully tested." "Will it fly? Can it fight?" the general pressed. "Yes to both," Haynewell said. "But I don't know how well." "It's now or never," the general said grimly. Haynewell looked around at her team. They had worked day and night for this project. They had solved impossible problems and created new technologies. But they weren't ready for war. Still, there was no choice. Earth needed them. "Prepare for emergency launch," Haynewell told her team. The next 6 hours were a blur of activity. Essential crew members were selected. Last-minute systems were activated. Emergency supplies were loaded. Haynewell stood on the bridge as the final launch countdown began. Through the view screens, she could see Earth below. Beautiful. Vulnerable. "Phoenix Command, this is Earth Defense Control," the voice said over the communication system. "The enemy fleet has increased speed. They will reach Earth orbit in 40 minutes. Haynewell took a deep breath and nodded to her pilot. "Take us out." For the first time in centuries, the giant ship's engines ignited. The Phoenix shuddered, then slowly rose from its docking platform. As it climbed through Earth's atmosphere, parts of the hull began to glow with strange patterns of light. The Phoenix was awake, and it was heading to war. The Phoenix flew silently through space, its engines giving off almost no energy that could be detected. The bridge was quiet. Everyone was focused on their screens and controls. Approaching Razak fleet, navigator Su Jin-yoon reported, 15 warships detected. Hanul stood in the center of the bridge. This was the first real test of the Phoenix. The ship moved smoothly for something so large. "They haven't seen us yet," said Tactical Officer Jae-won Ryu. "Our stealth system is working better than we thought it would." Hae-Newell looked at the enemy ships on the main screen. They were moving in a simple pattern. They're using a standard approach. They've never seen anything like the Phoenix before. They don't know what we can do. Neither do we, exactly, Do-hyun reminded her from his station in engineering. Hanul knew he was right. Many of the Phoenix's systems were untested in real conditions. Some had been installed just hours before launch. In the distance, Earth's regular space forces engaged the front of the Razak fleet. Earth ships were smaller and quicker, but they were clearly outmatched by the alien technology. Several human vessels were already drifting, damaged. "Move us behind their main force," Hae-Newell ordered. The Phoenix glided into position behind the Razak fleet, which was still focused on Earth's defenders. "Weapons ready," Jae-won announced. Hae-Newell took a deep breath. This was the moment of truth. "Target their command ship," she ordered. "Full power to forward weapons." The Phoenix's main weapon system combined human plasma technology with alien focusing systems. When it fired, the beam was brighter and stronger than anyone had expected. It cut through the Razak command ship shields, as if they weren't there. "Direct hit," Jae-won shouted. "Their command ship is disabled." The bridge crew cheered, but Hae-Newell remained focused. "Prepare for their response." The Razak fleet quickly turned to face this new threat. All remaining ships fired at once at the Phoenix. The ship shook hard. Warning lights flashed across control panels. "Shields at 82%, reported systems analyst Yi-jun Park. But something strange is happening. The hull is absorbing some of their weapon energy and moving it around the ship." "Can we use that?" Hae-Newell asked quickly. "Maybe," Yi-jun said, typing fast on his console. "If we change our shield settings to match their weapons, we might be able to capture and redirect the energy they're firing at us." Hae-Newell nodded. "Do it." The Phoenix shook again as it was hit by more Razak weapons. But this time, the energy visibly moved across the hull surface like lightning. "It's working," Yi-jun said. "The energy is being channeled into our weapon systems." "Fire," Hae-Newell commanded. The Phoenix's next shot carried both its own power and the redirected Razak energy. The beam was blindingly bright. 2 more enemy ships broke apart from the impact. On the communication channels, they could hear the Razak captains shouting in confusion. No one had seen a ship do what the Phoenix just did. The remaining Razak ships began to turn away. "They're running," Jun-ho said, sounding like he couldn't believe it. Hae-Newell allowed herself a small smile. "Let's go home and finish what we started." As the Phoenix turned back toward Earth, the bridge crew finally relaxed a little. People laughed and hugged each other. They had won their first battle. But Hae-Newell knew this was just the beginning. The Phoenix had performed better than expected, but it still wasn't complete. And now every species in the galaxy would know about the human ship that had defeated a Razak fleet. "What did we learn?" she asked her team. "The hull material adapts to energy weapons," Yi-jun said. "It seems to learn from each hit and becomes more resistant. The propulsion system is more efficient at higher speeds," Su-jin added. "The ship actually uses less power the faster it goes." "And the weapons," Jae-won said with excitement. "They're at least 3 times more powerful than our calculations predicted." Hae-Newell nodded, taking in all this information. "The Phoenix is more than the sum of its parts," she said. "Human and alien technology together is creating something new." As Earth came into view, Hae-Newell thought about the gift the Concorde had given them. They had meant to slow human progress, to keep Earth weak and dependent. Instead, they had provided the key to human advancement. The Phoenix had been born from a worthless wreck. Soon it would be the most powerful ship in the galaxy. "Take us home," Haynul told Sujin. "We have work to do." 6 months had passed since the battle with the Razak fleet. The Phoenix was now complete. It was no longer the broken ship the aliens had given Earth. Now it was sleek and powerful, glowing with energy that moved beneath its surface. The Phoenix flew through space toward the center of the Galactic Concord. Earth had received a message. "Come to the Concord meeting and explain your actions." It wasn't a friendly invitation. Haynul stood on the bridge, looking out at the stars. The Phoenix now moved faster than any ship in the galaxy. It could jump through space in ways that the aliens had thought impossible. "We're approaching the Concord station," Sujin reported. The station was huge, like a small moon. Hundreds of ships from different worlds were docked there. "They're ordering us to stop at the outer marker," Junho said, listening to the communication. Haynul smiled. "Take us right to the main dock." Inside the Concord's Grand Assembly Room, hundreds of alien representatives sat in rising circles. At the center, Director Lund was speaking. "The human situation has grown dangerous," he said. "Their misuse of technology is a serious threat." Suddenly, the huge screen behind him turned on by itself. It showed the Phoenix moving gracefully through space, doing turns and spins that should have been impossible for a ship its size. Ambassador Kim stepped forward from the human delegation. "We didn't misuse anything, Director. We simply used our human creativity with the gift you so kindly gave us." Haynul's voice came through the speakers. "The Phoenix's abilities now exceed any ship in your defense fleet, as your own scans will show. We've created technologies your engineers never thought of by combining our methods with what we learned from your discarded ship." The room filled with surprised voices as information appeared on the aliens' personal devices. The data confirmed what Haynul said. "How is this possible?" one alien representative asked. "The ship was stripped of all advanced technology." "Yes," Ambassador Kim said. "And that was your mistake. You thought without your technology, the ship was worthless. But the real value was in its design, its materials, its basic principles, things you couldn't remove." Director Lund's mouthparts moved quickly in agitation. "This proves humans are dangerous. They took a simple learning tool and turned it into a weapon. A ship is what you make of it." Ambassador Kim replied calmly. "We made a defender. And yes, the Phoenix can fight if needed. But look at what else it can do." On the screen, the Phoenix began to glow brighter. A beam of energy shot from its front, not at any target, but into empty space. The energy spread and formed what looked like a doorway made of light. "We've discovered how to create stable gateways between distant points in space," Haynul explained. "Travel that would take years can now happen in moments." The alien representatives stared in amazement. "We come not as conquerors, but as equals," Ambassador Kim continued. "Humanity wants real partnership, not gifts that are meant to keep us weak." The Phoenix shows what's possible when different ways of thinking work together. A tall, blue-skinned alien stood up. "I move that we accept Earth as a full member of the Concord, with all rights and responsibilities." Director Lund tried to object, but more representatives were standing, showing their support. Aboard the Phoenix, Haynul watched it all with her team on the bridge screen. "They're voting now," Sujin said. "It looks like most are voting yes." Do-hyun turned to Haynul. "What's next for us?" Haynul turned away from the screen. On her tablet, new designs were already taking shape, plans for ships that could go even faster, reach even farther. "This is just the beginning," she said. "Now we start really creating new things." Later that day, after the vote made Earth a full member of the Concord, Director Lund approached Ambassador Kim privately. "I must know," he said. "How did humans accomplish so much with so little?" Kim smiled. "You gave us a worthless wreck thinking it would slow us down. But humans have always been good at one thing: taking what others throw away and making it valuable. Henul watched from across the room. She thought about the long journey from that first day, standing in the empty shell of an alien ship to now. The Phoenix had changed humanity's place in the galaxy forever. And somewhere in deep space, the Razak were still telling stories about the human ship that absorbed their weapons and fired the energy back at them. The Phoenix had risen from the ashes of the aliens' deception, and now it would carry humanity to the stars.